Oh, hello everyone, and welcome to the Funky Panther. Coming in from Fort Worth, Texas, we have got a great and final episode of the year for you.
Final episode of the Funky Panther.
Episode 118. Quit saying that. It's not true,
It's
right?
the final episode of the Funky Panther. For those that know,
this year.
For those that know, this is our final episode
This year.
of 2022.
Okay, there it is. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. I'm Chad.
I'm Javier.
And I'm Tim.
And for the last time in 2022, we are the Funky Panther!
You keep fucking me up with that.
Hey, but we nailed it this time. Last
did,
week with the Christmas thing, he really fucked it up. But
I didn't fuck it up. I think it was like, I think you need to be on your toes whenever we're doing the intro. You just need to
Well,
be
we
on
are
your-
now.
You got to be nimbly bimbly like a
Listen,
little old cat.
we've had like 3 episodes in like 3 months.
do
so,
I look like
yeah.
a cat jumping from
You look
tree
like
to
a
tree?
big fucking pussy. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
A little early for this,
it
don't we
is.
think?
I haven't even had one drink of alcohol.
I mean, you have. You got
Tonight's episode sponsored by White Claw. White Claw, why? Because it is White Claw.
It isn't, but we do enjoy our White Claw from time to time.
Yeah. So, how are you boys doing? How it's the holiday season. We're right in the middle of
Holiday
things.
Season.
Duh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, the weather outside is weather.
Good, man. This past week's been pretty damn busy. So we obviously had our Christmas episode our holiday episode last week.
Holiday.
You and all of us, but Tim had prior engagement or arrangement.
Yes.
Wait,
plans.
what day?
We had an invite from
yeah.
Fortress Presents.
Edible arrangement.
Our friends over there, Fortress Presents, who we've had Alec here on the show.
John Gianni.
John
John
Gianni.
John
You
Gianni.
dumb fool.
Hard G.
Sorry. John Gianni.
And, obviously we're big fans of what they are doing, and we've been to Wild Acre Live a few times. We saw Lupe, and we got to see Gucci Mane there. But yeah, we got invited. Don't know why. Maybe they think we're okay people. I don't know. But they invited us to this little event over at Teeny's on Thursday night. Was it
Yes,
Thursday night?
Thursday night, yeah.
Which was like the coldest fucking night I've ever.
Holy shit, that was just ridiculous. Like I remember walking in.
Yeah,
like,
that was my
up.
other plans. Is I was in the house and I was not leaving
Dude,
the cold.
my nostrils were freezing. Like the hairs in my nostrils.
He was making me look at it. He's like, "Look, my hairs are frozen," and they were.
It was fucking nuts.
It was crazy. So we went to Teeny's and got to see Alec, and then Bailey and a couple others that either are at Fortress still or have been at Fortress, and then some local favorites. We saw Tony there, who had a much better Tony Green, who had a much better Santa hat than I did.
Do not get it twisted. Tony Green. Every time you see Tony Green, he is always dressed to the tens.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That man,
not the nines. He's dressed to the
He's
tens.
dressed to the tens.
Yeah.
Because that man can do no wrong. His outfit, that rose-colored suit he was wearing,
Yeah,
a
beautiful,
pièce de résistance.
just beautiful. And
It takes a special kind of person to be able to wear some of the stuff that he wears.
He
Because
can do whatever the hell
I
he
don't feel
wants.
confident enough to throw some of the stuff that he puts on. But
He
he puts
can-
it on and he rocks the shit out of it. I'm like, man, maybe I could do that.
yeah,
Tony Green, he can wear any color and he looks great in it. He wore like a green, emerald green suit like a couple weeks back, and he looked amazing in that. What else? What else did he wear?
I don't know.
I don't know, man. That man just
I
dressed.
can't imagine the size of his closet with that many suits.
Oh, I didn't know where you were going with that one.
Oh, I mean, well, I don't know. So it was really nice. They had like a little taco bar set up for us over at Teeny's, and so we got to get some tacos. Also, drinks on the house, and they had I can't remember the name of the one drink that we kept getting with mezcal that was just phenomenal. But we had a lot of cocktails, then we kind of switched over to beer because we were trying to calm down a little bit
Yeah.
because they were hitting. But we got to see some locals that we spoke to. Jonathan Morris was there.
Mm-hmm.
We spoke to him briefly. He talked about the Uncorked episode, which we talked about last week.
Oh, yeah.
When we were on with Robin, he said it cracked him up.
It was fucking great.
It was so good. He thought it was funny. So good conversation with him. But yeah, then we decided we'd go to Down and Out. Dude, Down and Out was stupid packed.
Dude, it was crazy packed that night.
Yeah.
On Thursday.
On the coldest night?
Yes.
On the coldest night, my boy.
I
You
don't
just
know.
wanted someplace warm to drink?
Yeah, so everyone kind of went there as the after party. So all the same people I just mentioned made it out to Down and Out, and then some. Like there was already people that we knew that were there as well. The place was packed. Honestly, it's probably too packed. Like I don't know the occupancy of that place, but it was like shoulder to shoulder. They had a badass DJ, and they had it was just fun. It was a good time.
That's wild because when we were there for your little shindig, it was chill.
Yeah, but it was a Sunday night. You know, it was. I mean, I'm hoping. Like, look, I love Down and Out. Do not get me wrong. I hope it calms down a little bit because it's turning to like this badass spot that everyone is at all the time.
And it's not a bad thing, but I kind of feel
I want to
like,
go and chill a little bit.
I know. That's how I felt about Rabbit Hole at first, and now Rabbit Hole is packed to the brim.
You're not wrong.
Every single night. Like, there's some nights that sounds good, but there's other nights that I just want a low-key bar.
Yeah, no, I hear you. So we went there. We only had a couple beers because it was so packed.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, okay, it's a little much and it's getting super cold. We left and we were walking back to the car, which is less than a block away. And I look at the weather and it was like 14 degrees. I was like, okay, well that's cold, but 19 degrees? I don't know. It was cold.
But it felt like it was like -2.
But I looked, pulled up my weather app and it's like feels like -9, and I was like, holy shit. Yeah, it was just insane. We all need to get home. But it was a fun night. Then Christmas, had Christmas with the family, and then Christmas with Sarah's family. Christmas Eve with my family, Christmas Day with Sarah's family. It was a nice weekend.
Do you remember? It was one of the Ice Mageddons, and we went. We should have been driving or anything, but we decided to go to the Flying Saucer downtown.
That was during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was the original.
2011.
That was the
Snowmageddon.
original Snowmageddon.
Yeah.
How irresponsible were we?
I will not condone this. I will say it was the perfect time to drive drunk. Because you're just sliding everywhere.
Nobody's gonna pull you over
I'm
because
not going to condone
it's
it.
just
I
the
will
ice.
not condone it. It's the ice. He's driving.
Also,
because
no
of
one's
the
on the
ice.
roads, so
Yeah,
like,
it's on
what
the
are you
road.
gonna hit?
I remember
Like,
being like drunk and there was a cop next to me. I'm like, fuck. And then I started like spinning my wheels and going everywhere and they just kept going. I'm like, oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
That was
Again,
funny.
I do not condone. I am smarter now than I was.
But I just remember like, and they should have been closed. Like they should have been open, but they were open, and there were
it was Super Bowl week, man.
I know, I
You
know.
can't shut the city down because then we're never going to get like we're lucky to get like mentioned in the conversation with the World Cup final. So we're lucky.
Yeah, that's
After
true.
that Ice Mageddon,
That
that
is
kind of
true,
really
yeah.
fucked things up.
True
Who'd have
that.
thought?
not our fault though.
No.
I mean, just the world.
True.
yeah. Javier, what did you do this past week?
Well, I was on. I do got to throw an apology out to Lance over there at the Emo Otaku podcast because if you can tell by the name of the episode, it was Herding Cats, and
Is that what he did in the episode?
he named the episode Herding Cats, and it was absolutely that. It was like pure unmitigated chaos. So I do have to apologize.
Yeah,
to him.
so he was trying to get me to come on and record Wednesday night, this
Yeah.
Wednesday, and I think because of that, because we can have a conversation and it's not necessarily hurting cats.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna have to go make it up for you, I think.
Well, it was me and
Between-
Antoine.
Yeah,
Me
between you and Antoine, I can only imagine. I'll have to give that at least try to listen to it.
It was wild. So, also, of course, we like you said, we now went out Thursday to the party with Alec, the Fortress Tequila Dill, and was with Friday nights. I forget what I did. I'm sure I did something, but I forget. Like it's just all a blur. Saturday, hung out with my family over there, right by where your mom lives, and we ran into each other whenever I was leaving. And I was like, I wonder if it's still there. I was with Tamiflu. I was like, I wonder if they're still over there. And you were outside with Sarah, so I thought it was pretty funny.
I told you, I was like, my mom made some like goodies and stuff for you,
Yeah.
and you're like, it's too goddamn late. Like we're just gonna go home.
We're tired. We're like, it's just. Is there some Chex Mix in there? Oh, Jesus, Mother of Mary
It's
and
just
Joseph.
all the things,
Dude, your mom goes hard when it comes to like snacks.
It's
That's
fudge,
just-
it's cookies, it's like
Yeah.
peppermint, white
Oh
chocolate,
my
it's
God.
Oreos.
Give me one of these. Give me these fucking Ferrero Rocher chocolates.
She
She
spent
didn't
all
make
this
that.
time on all of the things.
I know, but I just have
and
to
you
get
grabbed the
this.
only thing she didn't make.
It was, dude, I have to grab it before anybody else does.
What an asshole!
Oh.
Yeah, so
I'm
this
so
is
sorry.
this
He
is-
didn't even enjoy it. He's not even chewing it. He's just swallowed it whole.
That's what he does.
He's like, this is mine.
It's for you too, boo boo.
I'm gonna get some of that.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Okay, so maybe it's time for Tim
No.
with a mouthful of cookies.
Okay, no. So we went
Oh,
to
yeah, I'm gonna grab one of these Ferrero Rochers too before someone else takes.
Y'all are a mess.
So Friday, Saturday, family. I'm sorry, that was Saturday. Sunday morning, hung out with my brother. My mom's out of town in Mexico, so we had a little thing over there at my brother's house. And then later that day, we went out with Tamiflu's family, so it was a great time. Had a lot of fun. Chilled. We watched Glass Onion, the new Knives Out movie.
How was it?
Amazing. So much better than the first one. Like, it's got an all-star cast, but like I was blown away with how good it was. I didn't really have
It's called Glass Onion.
Glass Onion, yeah. But holy shit, had such a great time. No, it was it was a great Christmas.
Good, man.
All right, got to answer somebody in the chat. No, I'm not eating a Fig Newton. It was like a chocolate cracker thing.
Oh, also from the chat, are we going to call Down and Out Dino's? Dino's?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Dino for
Dino's.
Dino for
Yeah.
short.
Go to
I like
Dino's.
it. I like it.
But there's already a Dino's over there off Ray Street.
Is that the pizza place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, no one cares.
No one cares about Dino's over
Yeah.
there. It's all about Down and Out,
Right.
which we will be recording over there soon. We will have a live episode here in the new year. I've already talked to
Yeah, I knew that was going to come.
I already talked to Eric about it. Eric's very excited. And, of course, grand opening, which we should probably announce. The grand opening for the regular menu at the Down and Out will be on Friday at 5 o'clock.
On the 30th.
What's special about that?
They're transferring from their Santa Christmas extravaganza.
Oh, no, but what's special about that menu?
For us.
Well, they're still working on kinks. Tober's still figuring out that shandy. So we're going to have the Funky Panther shandy here pretty soon. So it's going to be great.
Nice. Wait, so they won't have it on the 30th?
I don't know. I don't think. I think.
You and Eric are like holding hands and super friends now.
Yeah.
Because
I see him like
go there,
every
every 3 days.
Oh yeah, no, I've been there maybe like 10 times already, and I
Holy
always
shit, man.
every time I'm there, I always see Nick and Eric, and of course some of the regulars over there at Nickel City. So
Yeah.
it's a blast, man. It's a lot of good stuff. So hope to see everybody there at the Down and Out on Friday. Please be there. Make it be there or be not there. And if you do not go, then you are not invited ever again.
Yeah, yeah. Also, Grady Spencer's performing at the Tannehills on Friday as well.
uh-huh.
And then we mentioned it last week, but Squeezebox Bandits is playing at where I forgot where it was. Now
Billy Bob's.
all of a sudden, no, it's not at Billy Bob's.
They did play at
You
Billy Bob's,
fool.
though.
Yeah,
So you're not wrong. I mean, they played there before.
Oh, the Post. They play at the Post New Year's Eve.
yeah,
There you go.
that's right. That's
That's
right.
it.
I couldn't remember if it was the Post or I don't know, Tulips for some reason. Because he's got a show at Tulips tonight. I think he's playing at Tulips right now, actually. But New Year's Eve at the Post with Squeezebox. But yeah, okay. Let's talk about your
All
Christmas,
right,
Tim.
so I drove to the Corsicana area.
No one calls it that.
I drove to the Canna.
Nope.
We went there twice. Friday, we went to Jesse's brother's house and had our little Christmas there. And then we went back and had Christmas with her dad's side of the family. Got to hang out with them for a little bit on Saturday. Came back home. Had a real chill Saturday night. Sunday, got up. Got over to my mom's house around like noon. Had lunch. Opened some presents. Hung out over there for a little bit. And then we just chilled at the house. I had Friday through Monday off, which was wonderful.
Nice.
Oh, nice, man.
Just really just enjoyed my Monday, man. I downloaded the new Modern Warfare and played that. I was just like, I'm gonna play video games today.
You play the story mode first. And
That's what I'm doing. I'm playing story mode,
It's a lot
man.
of fun.
And it's a good one.
It is. It really is. I hope they change the way they did like the Modern Warfare series because those that have played like knows how it ends. So like I hope like it changes kind of the ending.
Yeah, I don't know. I might. Who knows? But it was good. But other than that, man, that's really. I mean, realistically, all I had going on this weekend, which was it was good.
How weird is it though? Like I mean, I work at a body shop, and so like on that Friday, I was already kind of checked out. Like I didn't want to work. Like did y'all feel the same way? Like
So I worked from home on Thursday.
yeah.
Because it was gonna be cold, is what the reasoning behind that was.
Yeah.
They were like, it's gonna be cold, so just work from home. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna work from home.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I was probably just as productive as I would have been at work. However, I didn't have to put like clothes on, which was nice.
It's nice, right?
I like rolled out of bed, threw on some like sweats because it was kind of cold in the house, and just that's how I hung out for the all day. So
Yeah, last week I was definitely like on my work computer and stuff, but like I think I got like 8 emails all week. It was such a slow week because there's so many people in the office that are on vacation already during the holidays, and so last week was just super easy. And then I just decided to take my last few vacation days this week, so I have nothing going on. It's nice.
That is nice.
Yeah, man.
I don't get my vacation rolls over, so it's not like I have to take all my vacation.
I have to take it, and I mean I'm lucky enough to get like 5 weeks, and I try to like squeeze every day out of it that I can, like with little 3-day weekend trips and stuff like that. But then coming to the end of the year, I'm like, oh shit, I still have 3 days I never got to take.
I saw something about how to like get more bang for your buck, I guess, on your time off.
Okay.
And you got to look at like the holidays that you're going to have off, right?
Oh yeah.
So you look at like, oh, I'm going to have Martin Luther King Day off, so I take off like this day, and now I've got a 4-day weekend.
Right.
I didn't have to burn through as much.
Or like I'm going to Broken Bow in 3 weeks, and it's going to be a 3-day weekend, and it's MLK Day, and I don't have to take any vacation day. I'll just be gone Saturday through Monday.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
Cool, man. Cheers.
All right, so moving on to Panther news.
There's a wild panther out in local elementary schools, so watch out for local panthers in children's schools. So,
and that's misinformation with Javier.
It's real news. I tell you, it ain't fake.
It's real news. This is true. It's real news. There's a panther out there. Keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I don't think we have any group news. I mean,
Nah.
Everything we're going to talk about this episode, I feel like is going to be about the podcast and this year, and what we can look forward to next year. So no, I think
again, like I said earlier, thank you for joining us for the final episode of the Funky Panther. The final episode of 2022. Yeah. So I think that's about it. Let's get on to sports.
And now, Action Sports with Javier. Take it away, Javier.
Ooh, I like that. Okay. The Dallas Cowboys, for the second straight week, fought for a 40-34 game. Of course, last week they lost in overtime against the Jacksonville Jaguars. But this week, they defeated the Eagles.
Whoop, whoop.
The number 1 team in the league, 40-34.
So I heard that game was pretty rough starting.
It was. We started off with, of course, we did stop them to a field goal, which the Dallas Cowboys have stopped most, not all the teams from scoring a touchdown in that first series. Got them off to a field goal. Unfortunately, in that second, our first drive, we did get an interception, pick 6, for the Eagles to lead 10-0. And of course, after that, the game was pretty exciting until the end. It just went back and forth, and it was capped off by an over 50-yard pass to new signee T.Y. Hilton, who played for the Colts. Dude, we were 3rd and 30. Of course, I didn't think we'd make anything of it. Bombed it out to T.Y., and of course got the yardage. It was amazing.
That was the second big play that he had for the game, right? He also had that
the penalty. It was a penalty. It was a 4th and 8. And it was a 4th and 8 penalty, which got them the first down.
Yeah, but so, it was all about his experience being able to get that penalty.
Where did he come from?
He came from the Colts. He's a veteran. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But it was an amazing game to the end. Of course, the defense, man, they had their faults, but at the end, they pulled it through, including like Micah Parsons asking for that timeout near the end. He was like, dude, they were gassed.
Yeah.
Like he needed them to call that timeout because, and I'm just thinking, looking at Sammy, I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? Call the timeout. And thank God they did, because they had to catch their breath. Like you saw,
they were getting more time. They were waiting for the regular clock to come down, and then they were going to the play clock, and then they were going to use it. But I'm glad they did too, because you could see the
my God
hurt on his face.
Yeah. Thank God. Well, hopefully he gets enough rest. It's going to be a short week. We do play the Tennessee Titans on Thursday to end the year 2022. Of course, we have one more game after that, which is against the Washington Commanders. That's going to be Thursday. Again, the Titans will be Thursday night at 7:15 on Amazon Prime, and I'm sure local channels are going to show the game, like on Channel 11. In other sports news, the unveiling of the Dirk Nowitzki's statue happened Christmas Day. We did cap it off with a win, but I want to really talk about that statue.
The anal beads?
They did not, thank God. Thank God they did not include that in the final product. Of course, the criticism was that the statue looked perfect except for the 2 additional balls that were on there that made it look like anal beads. So I'm very glad they changed that.
I actually heard that Dirk specifically requested that.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
I want 3 balls. I like the anal beads. Look like anal beads. Me and my wife,
This is true.
we do like this.
Okay, how did y'all like? So Dirk actually called that. I mean, that was a good recording we had of him.
Yeah.
It's true.
Dirk's a huge fan of the Funky Panther.
Apparently, the Funky Panther, they said they don't like the anal beads, and apparently, I played too many years. 21 years, man. Still amazing.
21 years.
When asked if anybody might break the record, he was saying, I'm really hoping Luca will. But, the way things are nowadays with, like, medicine and stuff like that, more than likely, people can play for a lot
before
longer.
you know it, they're playing for life. We got robots out there.
Dude, LeBron's been playing for 20 years. So, I mean...
Didn't Dirk's son look just like him?
He did, yeah. Well, he looks more
was
like
at
his
his
wife.
unveiling. I don't
Dirk's
know.
son looks more like his wife.
In his face, though, I was like, okay, I could see the dark. It was like the dark eyes and things. Like it looked like a little Dirk.
Apparently, my son looks a lot like my wife, and he's going to end up playing soccer like his uncles because they play for the Swedish national team.
Nice. All right.
The great detail when it came to the statue was at the base. It reads "Loyalty never fades away," which is 21 letters, which signify the 21 seasons that he played with the Mavericks.
Wow.
And it's also rich with detail using the shoes and uniform that he wore during the 2010-2011 NBA championship run for their lone title. So, man, cheers to Dirk. It's going to be his year for the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
So he's going to be a first ballot inductee. I can pretty much guarantee that. No bad things can be said about Dirk. And in other news, 49 days until pitchers and catchers reports for the MLB. So that's for our homegirl, Teresa.
Thanks, Teresa.
Much love to you. We love you. But, man, that's it. That's the final sports update for the year. For more sports, listen to the Ball Bag Podcast. We'll be coming back with new episodes this week. So check us out.
Or don't.
No,
It's
please,
fine.
check us out.
You don't have to.
Kids love it.
And that was Action Sports with Javier. Thank you, Javier.
Thank you, God. Hey, God, it's me, Margaret. I murdered people.
Look, y'all wanted more things and more bells and whistles, and I'm trying to bring them to you.
Man, it sounded great.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
you're doing a phenomenal job.
Dude, I really appreciate that. You know what? That gets the kids.
You gave yourself the kids.
Yeah.
Is that like giving yourself the clap?
You mean, wait, what? Hold up.
How shit even existed would that be? I gave myself the clap. It's really, really weird.
What a loser.
And now it's time for news with Tim. Take it away, Tim.
And that's the last time you're going to hear that for the year. All right.
Forever.
All right. So everybody has heard about the Ticketmaster controversy happening, right?
Yep.
They're actually going to be under investigation by the I believe the House.
You mean the house that Jordan built? The
Yes.
house that
Because of the whole debacle with the Taylor Swift tickets and all that. And you bought tickets from Ticketmaster not that long ago, right, Chad?
yeah, we just did.
And I mean, they're overpriced. You get all those fees added on there.
You're like, okay, a $50 ticket, that's not too bad. I'll get two $50 tickets. Then all of a sudden it's $200. You're like, where the fuck did that other $50 come from?
Dude, I for the Panther City Lacrosse, the tickets were $35 each, and I ended up spending like $100.
God damn.
Yeah, insane.
You just got that's ridiculous.
So country music star Zach Lane Bryan releases album slamming Ticketmaster and accused it of stealing money from working class people.
Did you say Lane Bryant? Like
Zach Lane Bryan, not as in like the women's clothing line.
Lane Bryan says, "This is outrageous."
So he released a live album called "All My Homies Hate Ticketmaster."
Cool. It's like the Taylor Swift song says, "Hi, it's me. I'm the problem."
Yeah,
it's
except it's
me.
Ticketmaster.
But it's Ticketmaster.
Ticketmaster is
Right.
the problem.
So he claimed Ticketmaster has monopolies and they're stealing money from working class people, and he's doing all that he can to make concerts affordable for him, at least for his.
It's crazy because Ticketmaster used to be, we always knew it was expensive, but you could either get the tickets. Remember back in the day?
Yeah, you
would
went to
get
the-
tickets and they mailed it to you.
Or you
they-
went to JCPenney
Yeah,
or
no,
Sears
you
or
went to
whatever.
Dillard's.
Right.
Dillard's,
You went to
yeah,
Dillard's.
that's right. Yeah,
and you could pick them up or whatever, but you had to pay basically for that that service of them printing your ticket. And then it's like, well, I'll print it at home, and they're like, oh, well, that'll be free for now, bitch. And then now you can print them at home, or we don't even need to print anything, so we got them on their phones, the QR codes and whatnot.
Right.
And they just were like, well, we want our money though.
so
like,
electronic transactions.
yeah, they just keep like raising prices. And Ticketmaster, this is the first time Ticketmaster's been under fire for shit like this.
I know.
And no.
Back in the 90s, Pearl Jam had an issue with that.
Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam.
He's speaking like him.
Pearl Jam.
And hey, wait a second. Calling in right now is Eddie Vedder, Pearl Jam.
Oh, you know it's me, Eddie Vedder. Give me some candy.
And that was Eddie Vedder. He's a longtime listener of the Funky Panther podcast.
I'm still alive.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I remember, but I don't think it was the 90s, though. Like in the early 2000s, there was another thing because I remember I got free tickets to things because they were like, okay, we lost this lawsuit. Here's some free tickets to some people and get off our backs. And I remember getting some free tickets to some concerts around that time.
It was for the settlement for the trial.
Right, exactly. But like that's what I'm saying is like this is continuing to happen. Like you got to understand that Ticketmaster is just garbage company.
Well, Metallica did the same thing, and they're like, "Man, this is unjust. This is unjust."
But they were also buying and selling all their tickets on the secondhand market.
I think it was Lars. It was Lars. It was all Lars.
He's got to make that money back from all the money lost on Napster.
And also the hair plugs.
And
I guess he's getting.
the hair plugs. Hair plugs for men. Anyways, also on that same note, Ticketmaster, if you want to sponsor us, we know you got the we know you got the money, and we will not talk bad about you.
Right.
All right.
After this episode, so forever.
All right. Moving on to better news. Who got canceled in 2022? I can tell you it was not us. We're not on this list.
Not yet.
Hooray!
New York Post has released who all got canceled for 2022. Adam Levine, he made the list.
Yeah, because of the sexts.
The sexting, yes. Shia LaBeouf.
Did he get canceled?
Yeah, I guess so. He's on this list. Former child star Shia LaBeouf was canceled after the Transformers star's ex-girlfriend, FKA Twigs, accused him of abuse, thereby dimming his return to stardom. I don't know.
I didn't hear about that.
Me neither.
I don't even know. Who is FKA?
She's
was
a phenomenal musician.
Yeah,
really
she was
like
on
her
that
music.
one Apple commercial for The Thing.
Yeah, and she used to date the guy from your movie,
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Pattinson. Our Pats. Him and I go back.
James Corden. He's been
Yo,
canceled.
fuck that motherfucker.
So I don't
Fuck
know
that
anything about this
motherfucker.
guy.
James Corden's a piece of shit.
All right.
How? Why?
You know, out of
Is it because of the cat movie?
oh, what was it? What's his name? Ricky Gervais made a big joke about it during like the Oscars. He's like, "You got to see James Corden being a big pussy on screen." Also, he was in the movie Cats.
Okay, so the Late Late Show host James Corden made headlines in October after he reportedly screamed at waitstaff at New York's iconic Balthazar restaurant, which initially earned him a lifelong ban from the eatery.
Dude, he's known to be a fucking prick.
So
though.
the owner has gone on to say that James Corden is a hugely gifted comedian, but a tiny cretin of a man, and the most abusive customer to my Balthazar servers since the restaurant opened 25 years ago.
But he's so happy on TV.
He's a piece of shit. Look at Ellen. Look at fucking Ellen. You know how happy she was, and she ended up being a fucking bitch, like behind the scenes. Remember that?
Yeah, I thought that was just a one-time thing.
No, it's like
Speaking of Ellen DeGeneres has been canceled. Another TV personality who found
gotcha,
herself
bitch.
on the wrong side of pop culture is Ellen DeGeneres, who was accused of having a toxic workplace culture, and now no, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. We're just going to leave it alone at that. Okay.
No, I will say
Do you
one
think the
thing.
reason why the guy killed himself?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that's dark, man.
I know, but
No, that's
Ezra Miller.
God damn it! Now we're gonna get canceled, Tim.
Nah, we're fine.
Who's Ezra Miller?
Ezra Miller
The Flash.
is the Flash after the Justice League star was arrested several times on various charges, including disorderly conduct and
new
felony burglary.
Not from the show.
Not from the show, from the
movies.
movie. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So he's also
He's not even that famous.
He was
Why did
also
he make this
perks of
list?
being a wallflower.
And the Harry Potter, oh hey, I got animals and they're magical.
Yeah,
I don't know the name of the movie.
Fantastic Beasts.
Fantastic Four. Yep, that's the one. With the thing and I come mud. Yeah, I remember that.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Fantastic Four.
No.
And how to get them. Right?
The Fantastic Four. How to get him?
Oh my god!
Gotta catch them all.
All right.
What kind of movie is this? Like a Pokemon, Fantastic Four, Fantastic Beats hybrid?
Yes.
Oh, Harry Potter.
But he also comes mud. So
Oh, yeah.
I come mud.
several fans of the perks of being a wallflower star have called on DC to cancel his upcoming film, Miller later issued an apology and said that he would seek mental health treatments.
Okay.
All right. Joe Rogan.
Okay.
Nah, well, he's not canceled.
That's just the
He-
constant.
I think he's canceled every month.
Yeah, that's a
but
constant.
it's just ridiculous.
You're not canceled
Doyle
if you're-
rules. Sorry, I had to say it on the group chat.
Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas.
Yeah, that guy's a piece of shit.
In July, Thomas stepped down from his teaching a fall semester constitutional law class at George Washington University following backlash from his Roe v. Wade decision.
Dude, his wife's a real C word, too.
Really?
Yeah, she's a big C word.
And I didn't see this one because maybe I don't pay that close attention to pop culture, but Bette Midler.
Why?
Yeah, go ahead and
Miller.
describe that one.
Did she pull a Kanye?
Bette Midler
it had to have been
faced
something
her,
racist.
her-
It had to have been something
her
racist.
curtain call in July after tweeting about the trans community.
Okay.
There it is. Women of the world, we are being stripped of our rights, our bodies, our lives, and even our names, scribed the Hocus Pocus star. They don't call us women anymore. They call us birthing people or menstruators, and even people with vaginas. Don't let them erase you. Every human on earth owes you.
What?
I'm confused.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very
Makes no sense
strange.
to me.
Lady Susan Hussey,
I wonder why there, Timaroo.
former lady in waiting, left in
Oh,
November
I'm sure. I'm a lady in waiting.
after it was revealed that she made a racist remark to domestic abuse
my.
campaigner Nagazi Fulani
Who?
while at
You're nailing these names, man. I'm sure.
while at Buckingham Palace. All right, Ticketmaster, of course, is being canceled. We just discussed that one.
How about her friend fallopian sandwich tube?
Kanye West,
Okay, that's obvious.
Yeah.
Come on.
which we are going to do a whole episode showcasing.
Quit talking about it
Kanye.
because we keep pushing it back.
I know.
But we really are going to have a Kanye episode.
On
It's
the
gonna be-
same Kanye note, Balenciaga has been canceled as well.
I mean, people are still wearing Balenciaga.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't afford it, so it's okay.
What was this about? Was it?
They were slammed online for creepy advertisements that featured children alongside
That's right.
bears
That
wearing
was
BDSM
recent.
style gear.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Yeah.
Will Smith, he's been canceled for smacking.
Listen, I disagree with that one. You know who should be canceled is his wife.
Oh, his wife should have been canceled a long time ago.
I feel like he's. I think that he's like mentally and physically abused by his wife.
Well, here's the if you read his book, like, because
you read a book?
I read a book.
Holy shit!
So his biggest regret was not he has a great relationship with his mother and father, but he regretted not stepping in whenever his father would beat his mother. And I kind of feel like that I think that's what happened. I think, he couldn't just let it slide. As much as I hated him for doing that, like I have no say in this shit, but I really didn't like it. I didn't like him going up there, and it was a joke.
Do you think she's an angry woman
I think
because of the
she's-
alopecia?
She don't got alopecia?
I know she doesn't, but she claims she does.
No, man. No, she's just
I think they just botched
she
her.
just wants to fuck Tupac.
Yeah.
She loves Tupac. She's still in love with him.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's. I'm just proud of ourselves that we did not end up on that list, guys.
You don't know that. We still got about a couple days.
Yeah.
That list has already been published. So we're not on that list.
You hear that, Forward Weekly?
We
you can
might
make
be on the
edits.
next list.
Do not look into our Twitter accounts or Facebook. Do you ever get on, like, whenever you get your memories and you look at your posts and you're like, yep, deleting that?
I've gone through 3 iterations of Facebook now, so I don't have anything left of
That's
the
good
old
for you.
days.
Good for
I
you.
feel good about that.
I do know Tim had to Google himself. He did mention the phrase, I'm not racist, but...
I had to actually have to Google. I did have to Google myself though. It was part of my. It was part of one of my courses that I took. That we were
Really?
Yeah, they wanted to see like how much actually is like your digital footprint still there. Do a simple Google search and then report back. We had to write a little essay about that.
Dude, I'm so lucky that I have the same name as a famous soccer player because none of
just
my
gets
stuff.
drowned out?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that.
All right,
Thank you, Chicharito.
all right. So here's a question I
Same
want
for
to pose.
me and Pimp C.
Yeah. R.I.P.
oh, yeah.
Chad Butler.
Have you ever had a flight canceled on you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, while you're in another state.
Yes. I was in
Not-
Vegas
not
and
from home?
I had
Yeah.
to. I was like about 14 hours at the airport.
I was in Colorado and stuck in the airport overnight for about 16 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. So Southwest has canceled 2,500 flights over the past just like few days.
Yeah.
Leaving people stranded.
Southwest did?
Southwest.
Interesting.
2,500 flights. 63.
Usually they're pretty good about
I
that
know.
stuff.
I know they are. 63% of their schedule was canceled.
Wow.
Leaving people stranded for the holidays.
Did they say
essentially.
why?
No, not really.
And that was News with Tim.
They really didn't. They didn't get into a whole lot of it.
It's hard hitting shit, man.
Of course, a lot of it has
Very
to,
investigative.
well.
Such fucking Walter Cronkite over here.
I'm not wanting to get investigative. I wanted to bring up this subject to ask you, like,
Hey, Dan Rather's on the line. He wants to talk to you. Hey, Tim, it's me, Dan Rather. You suck at your fucking news. Get a fucking better job. Do fucking better.
So I wanted.
That was Dan Rather. Thank you, Dan Rather.
I wanted to, and it's true. It was Dan Rather. I wanted to ask you though. Have you? I mean, other than that experience, I mean, what was the biggest like issue staying overnight in the airport? Like, or having to stay that long in the airport?
It sucked. What do you mean it sucked?
Well, I mean, like, what do you do to keep your time up there?
I think, okay, listen, if they would have told us, like, hey, everything's canceled, you're not gonna have a flight. If they would have arranged everything and made it like kind of user friendly and said, hey, your flight's tomorrow at 9 a.m., I wouldn't have been that upset because I could have gone, got a hotel, slept it off, got back in the airport and gone. The problem is, the thing that pissed me off, and this was Frontier Airlines.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, I know. But they were like, oh no, we're going to push it back an hour, back an hour, back an hour, back an hour. And all of a sudden it got canceled. And then they sent us to another airline to rebook us. And so it was just like the rigmarole of it all. Like, just be honest. Like, if this shit's going to happen, fine. Just tell me it's going to happen. Don't like push it off on, because then you're just, I don't like the unknown. That shit drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Well,
that was the shitty part.
It's like whenever we were in France and, the flight to Ireland got
I forgot about that.
That
Yeah.
was a long way, too.
That was a long way.
And because we were supposed to fly in early in the morning, and we had all this stuff planned while we were in Ireland, and we couldn't do it because we literally had to, as soon as we landed, got to the hotel, drop our stuff, go to the Guinness, go to Temple Bar.
Yeah, we were only in Ireland for like 24 hours.
Yeah. Not even
Not even that.
no.
Yeah.
I'm going to consider myself lucky that I've not experienced that. So that's why I was curious. I mean, I figured as someone who's traveled a lot, and I'm actually surprised that he's been delayed at the airport because he doesn't like to fly and he doesn't fly that much.
Well, my first trip to Vegas, we were there for like about a good 14 hours. This is before like nice, good smartphones. So we just like played cards.
And this is
like,
before electric planes.
Yeah. You see the old Hindenburg over there?
He had to pedal his way back to Dallas Fort Worth.
Man, that sucks.
Not yet, Mexican. You got to get in the back. That's
and
what they said to me.
that's stories with Grandpa. Thank you, Grandpa.
Back in my day, the only Viagra we had is sticking a thumb up our ass.
And you could definitely smoke on planes
yeah.
during this time.
And you can
for
like
sure.
harass women like Don Draper does on fucking Mad Men.
And they don't bring you soft drinks. It's just old fashioned.
And
That's
back when
old
back when
dude.
dinners were on fucking airplanes were fucking elegant things.
Well, travel in general is just
And
elegant.
apparently people didn't have peanut allergies because peanuts were still a thing.
yeah.
All right. So to move on with this. Now we had these people that were stuck, right, for trying to make it back for the holidays. So a group of strangers in Florida, they rented a car together and drove back to Cleveland.
It sounds like a Home Alone-ish thing.
So would you do that?
Oh, 100%.
yeah.
Like I think it's scary,
I've heard of people doing
right?
that.
So that was the first story I heard on this issue.
Yeah.
But then I saw another article today where in a totally different part of the country, 4 other strangers did the exact same thing.
In fact, my old boss, this happened to him. He and his daughter went to Florida and their flight kept getting canceled and he needed to come back. And so he had met up with people that were also going back to Dallas and they drove back together. I feel like that's just a kind of a smart
That's like
move.
a movie to be made.
Home Alone.
Home Alone had that in the movie, but I'm talking about like the shenanigans. It's like a Due Date or not? Yeah, Due Date. They did that in Due Date
Or Road Trip.
and Road Trip. They were all friends though.
Oh yeah, they were.
Yeah, Due Date was Zach Galifianakis. That would make me not want to, go with a bunch of strangers. Because,
Yeah. Austin, Massachusetts.
Yeah. All right. So,
Tell me more, newsman.
have you heard about the crazy shit that Aaron Rodgers is talking about?
Oh,
Oh
God.
God, here we go.
Why wasn't he canceled? Shouldn't he have been canceled?
Yeah, he was judged for doing ayahuasca.
So,
He's had a weird fucking year, huh?
twice actually, he's done it in a previous year, and he did it again this past
And then
offseason.
the whole like COVID thing where he said he got immunized. I'm like, just say no. Just say
So
no.
Aaron Rodgers now sees a Hat Man. He sees Hat Man.
Okay, is this a person?
No, it's a darkness thing that's usually it's veiled in darkness, holding the corpse of a dead rabbit.
What the fuck?
This isn't true.
No, it is. It is entirely true. This is off of Essentially Sports. This actually is true. So he's done ayahuasca, and he's talked about this vision that he's seen, and now he sees it quite regularly, and he's afraid to be in the locker room by himself, especially if the lights are off.
So I feel like Hat Man. If someone had the name of Hat Man, they have to have a theme song, right? It's either got to be like
Hat Man.
It's got to be like a Batman spin-off. Hat Man, or like I think of like that old frog dancing like
Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling.
I'm
Hello,
a Hat Man.
I'm a racist trope.
Those are the two
All right.
things.
So he's gone on to say he will sometimes appear in the distance, usually veiled by darkness, holding the corpse of a dead rabbit and sometimes a blade.
Yeah, but has he seen Two Girls, One Cup?
Rogers continued by saying that he fears staying alone in the locker room as the lights usually flicker and get off one by one.
I get off one by one.
It was behind me, not even
Hey! Woo!
not even breathing hard.
Hey, Dan Rather's back. Yeah, I like this story. I like getting off too.
I heard its feet hitting the ground in a constant rhythm. I ran to my car, opened the door, slammed it behind me, and locked it as fast as I could, he explained, as if he was narrating the ghost story to a 10-year-old. Well, everything else aside, on the work front, Rodgers is excited to lead the offense coming off a successful offseason. But yeah,
right.
So what the fuck is that all about?
I don't know. The guy's off his rocker, man.
Well, if on the group chat, if Teresa would like to chime in, I guess she knows what Hat Man is.
She said Hat Man is for real, for real.
All right, Teresa, I would like to know
what his theme song is.
Yeah.
If you know, what's his theme song?
I think I want to say it's like Kinky Boots or like,
I think it's the Frog song.
All right, and so we
Hat Man loves
last week I wanted to bring up the 10 trending searches in Dallas-Fort Worth. I thought it'd be a good time to leave it at the end of our year-end review.
Yeah.
So starting with number 10, Indian store. Number 9, food banks. Number 8, halal food. Number 7,
Halal?
halal. Number 7, staffing agencies. Number 6, estate sales. Number 5, cheapest gas. Number 4, Pilates. Number 3, SSA office. Number 2, Social Security Administration. Number 2, remote jobs. And number 1, gas prices. So
these are things that people
these
are
were the
Googling.
top 10 trending searches near me in Dallas-Fort Worth. Nothing real exciting there. I was hoping for some like
spit in my mouth.
What was this? Yeah. Yeah, some like something like that. And then,
Professional cuddlers. There are professional cuddlers.
do you look that up often?
You know, I've been trying to think of a good business idea for the three of us.
Professional cuddlers.
We could be cuddlers.
Yeah, I think so.
We've got a brand.
I'm not very cuddly.
I got to wear like three spandex pants, but
Because you're gonna
men.
get a chub.
for men.
You're gonna get a chub.
Yeah.
Regardless of who it is.
A nice smelling man. That's
Just a
all
little,
I got to
just
say.
a little rub. You know what I mean? And then that's all it takes.
I didn't know it was a Robin tug.
And just to finish this all off, Guy Fieri has named his number 1 restaurant in Texas,
Dan Arthur again. I like getting rubbed off too.
and that is Pecan Lodge.
Pecan. Okay.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that should be your number 1. I think that he could definitely do better.
Who
but
was this?
Guy Fieri.
Okay. Well, what the fuck does he know?
He spiked hair and good.
Flavortown, Mayor Flavortown.
He is the mayor of Flavortown.
He's like a fucking billionaire too. He's like incredibly rich. But I don't know. Pecan Lodge, that's a little underwhelming. I do like Pecan Lodge. Like they've got their brisket, or I think it's like a chopped brisket stuffed sweet potato. Holy
it's been
shit,
a long
it's
time
delicious.
since I've been to Pecan Lodge.
It's been a long time since I've been to Deep Ellum, to be quite honest with you. I had gone a lot for a while there, and I haven't been in since before COVID.
Hey,
Maybe?
look, coming in from the chat says Tim doesn't cuddle. I could cuddle, but I'm not very cuddly.
Yeah.
You're like all stick and bone.
And the problem with cuddling is it leads to some other stuff.
No, it doesn't.
That's
No.
literally what we were talking about.
100% leads to
That's why he needs to wear so many layers.
leads to forking.
Well, they make you sign something that says you will not engage.
You will
in
not
sexual acts.
you'll not get a boner.
Yes, boner non grati here.
Is that the professional legal term?
Yes.
All right.
Well,
and,
no, there was a video thing you want to talk about, wasn't there?
I mean, yeah, we could play it. Yeah, let's go ahead and pop that up. I want.
Listen, you made me pull it into this thing.
I sure did.
So you want to queue up before I play it?
No, just go ahead and play. We're gonna play y'all a little video, something that happened.
Is this 2 Girls 1 Cup again?
That happened
God
just
damn it.
just like a week ago or so.
Why is somebody dancing?
We don't need to hear it.
Just kind of give us a play by.
All right, so there's an F-35 that's hovering and it's coming down, and it comes down a little hard, and it's like, oh fuck. That's what the pilot's saying. So smoke comes up,
just
breaks
crashed.
the front landing gear. It looks kind of uneventful.
shit.
And much like me, just kind of there's a little pop there at the end.
Just a little
ejection.
Just a little
shit.
ejection there.
injection.
Yeah, so the pilot was fine. That crashed at just right, literally down the street.
What do you think happened there? Because like you're looking at this, and you're like, okay, he's coming down real soft. He actually hits the ground.
Really good. Really
Like
square.
Just it's perfect. He's like right on the ground.
Oh fuck.
He's
Do
just
you
bounce.
think
All,
It's
all
the bounce.
three.
I,
Oh shit!
I think he sneezed. I think it was like an accident. He just like,
He
okay,
just
I'm
crashed.
on the ground, sneeze, and then like hit the thing forward and just.
that's the
shit.
second plane crash in Fort Worth over here in a year.
Thankfully, not lethal. This one.
This
Yeah.
was not lethal.
It would have been hilarious
Oh,
if he popped
shit.
out and then flew back
All right.
into his jet.
But can I just?
Ah shit!
I mean, just all right, the fact that it dropped, it bounces, it comes to rest, and all of a sudden he ejects.
After it was over.
I feel like,
It seems
look,
very,
I'm not a pilot. I'm not going to pretend I know what was going on
but
there.
it seems amateur, right?
It does seem like I just want to test this bad boy out.
He just crashed.
I think it's got $100 million aircraft.
Oh
yeah, I was
yeah.
about to ask,
shit.
how much do you think that this?
The ejection seat's $125,000. I actually did look that up.
Well, the old carrier jet from that Pepsi
shit.
contest that we were talking about giving away was like $60 million, and that's like in 1995, 96 for a Harrier jet.
That's nuts.
That's insane. They were giving that away.
64 they weren't.
Oh.
The guy sued because on the commercial, and it didn't say.
Oh, I
this
remember
is just
that.
a joke, and it's actually a Netflix series now
Yeah,
called
it
like
is.
Pepsi, Where's My Jet?
I'm gonna have to watch that. Yeah. So that
Okay. On the group chat,
What?
forward gear failure.
it did have a forward gear failure, but they're saying that it's probably because whenever it bounced, it lifted back. If you watch it, it lifts back up. It puts all that weight on that front gear,
Right.
and then it snaps. So I don't know. It just freaks me out now because my office is right there at the end of the runway,
Right.
and now every time I hear an aircraft fly over, I'm just like, this is it. This is when I die.
Oh, dude, our old shop in Dallas was like in front of Love Field, and so we'd always see the planes landing, and we always thought just one mistake and it's going to fly right into us.
Yeah.
If only that happened.
All right, and that was my long ass news report.
That was the longest fucking news.
And that was news with me. Thank you, everybody.
Dan Rather again, do better, you piece of shit. Thank you, Dan.
I don't even know why you ended that because now you've got a whole lot of lists that we're going to go
Those
through.
aren't, but those that not
It's
news.
not
It's not
but
news.
It's just
not
more.
news.
It's just more stuff that you're going to talk about.
It's just more stuff. But like, we don't have to jump right into those lists.
So 2022 was what seemed to be a very fast year. I don't know if this is just me speaking or if y'all agree with me, but I feel like this is a super fast year. Like it seems like it just flew by, right?
It doesn't seem like necessarily fast, but it seems like things that we did this year, I feel like were last year.
See, so yeah, that's what I was going to say is like I feel like everything seemed to fly by. However, when I think of things such as South by Southwest or when we did our first show at Tulips, I feel like that was years ago.
It does feel like it's been over like at least 2 years.
It's crazy because like I started thinking about it. We have made so many friends and connections this year. Like, okay, let's give it up for Teresa who's in the chat. We met Teresa this time last year for the first time really at a Panther City lacrosse game.
Hey, this
right?
just in. Apparently, Hatman loves Lou Charles.
Huh. Interesting. So, I mean, we met Teresa, and we feel like we've known Teresa for our entire lives, and we've only known her really for like a year. Same thing with some of our other friends, like Robin. We didn't really become friends with Robin, of course, in Cowtown until probably earlier this year. You know what I mean? I mean, we saw her at Lou's show last year, and we kind of chatted on Instagram and things like that. But it wasn't until around the South by time that we really got to hang out with her.
Yeah, because we met her at Louapalooza. That's what the first time we met her.
Mitch,
Right.
Blake, and the boys.
Yeah, I didn't even. I'll be honest with you. I hate me all you want, but until the trend people, all the dudes showed up at our Tulip show, which I'm very thankful for. I didn't know any of those guys really. And so all of a sudden now we've created all these new relationships with people this year that it seems like we've been friends with these people forever. It's just kind of bizarre to me that all of this shit happened in 2022.
I mean, despite what people want to say, there was a lot of people that got canceled. I'm proud to say that we did not get canceled. I'm going to say that we didn't get canceled this year, although we might be canceled next year, just depending on how crazy we get, because our new segment that we're going to be doing more on a regular basis is, because of the internet.
Right.
There's no telling what's going to happen.
Oh, and a new one we're going to introduce next year. This is true.
Oh yeah, which you kind of got a little
this
bit.
Is true.
Yeah, you got a little bit of that earlier today. So there's always that opportunity that we're going to be canceled, but it is very crazy to think about the people that we've met and the faces that we've seen and the places that we've been
And the holes that have been discovered.
in a very short period of time.
So do we want to recap some of the things that we did for the podcast this year?
I think we should
Yeah,
recap
let's,
a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, how did it all start?
So I remember South by Southwest.
Go back further. That was in March.
I remember the Visit Fort Worth.
Go back even further.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, I want to go back to January. January is when I think we started in this studio. Am I right?
Yeah, probably.
January is when we started in this room. Because before we did some video sometimes, and it was in your living room, and it was not great. And so we decided we were going to do this in January.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Is this when we went
Yeah.
full-time video?
I think so.
Man, okay.
I think so.
I mean, the days run together.
Well, no, because remember we had Holly Yardbird. In
We
the
did,
living
but I'm
room.
saying,
that was
right
the,
before Christmas.
That was some of the first video because we had old boy fucking
No, that was 2 years ago.
that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, because we've been doing this 3
Sage.
years now.
Sage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been doing this 3 years now. So maybe not. But we made some adjustments in January. We got together as a team and we were like, all right, we're going to do more TikTok and we're going to really push our social.
We had an intern for a bit.
Yeah.
That was this year.
I think we had sub 1,000 followers on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, definitely sub 1,000.
And now we've got over 1,700.
And I'm also very proud of that because that is 1,700 that we naturally organically acquired,
Right.
versus paying people to like us.
And our TikTok has grown very little, but a little bit. And then our YouTube, we started with nothing on our YouTube, and we've got quite a few followers on there. So or subscribers, whatever it is.
It's very strange to think about that though. It's just all these people, and then I don't post a whole lot on my Instagram,
Right.
and I'm usually daily. I have somebody who's come from liking our page on the Funky Panther who is now to follow me. Yeah, and I'm just like, man, that's weird.
So I think that it's cool to see our growth in social media and whatnot. We got invited by Teresa and those from Amplify 817 to do a show over at Tulips, right?
Yeah.
Which we got to have Lorena Lee, who we now talk to on the regular, who's a fantastic person. We got Joe Pat Nev, same amazing guy. Joe, who we've always been friends with, but got to hang out with him more. And then again, Trend, and man, we had a pretty packed house that night. It was such a good night.
It was.
But that was a big deal for us, obviously, and so we appreciate Teresa and everybody for helping us put that together, and of course Jason over there at Tulips as well. That was kind of almost the jump start.
Yeah, we signed our name on a hat at Tulips.
Yeah,
Yeah, now it's hanging up.
Javier and I got in a bathtub together,
he sure as hell did.
and Lorena Lee loved every bit of it.
She did. That's how
She's
she
like,
knew.
these are the people I need to be around.
These guys slap for sure. So then we got invited to the Visit Fort Worth next event, which we've never been a part of before.
No.
But that was really, really cool.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, the year before they had Sean Evans from Hot Ones.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
I did not realize that.
last year.
And
Year
then,
before.
then we got to do a be a part of the activation down at South by Southwest for Visit Fort Worth.
But let's not forget that we met Junior and Ant
Anthony.
over there from
Junior from Union Station and Anthony, who has his own
great podcast.
and then of course this
The
Just Be
JBY,
Yourself brand, amazing photographer, just overall just has all sorts of shit going on with the car detailing and whatnot. But yeah, we meet people every
Not to
every
mention,
step of the way.
but we also got, because of we're not Amplify 817 artists, obviously, but
Right.
we've had a lot to do with that, and I I do have that like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like love and almost it's like it's a child of ours because we've helped kind of like we've helped like bring it up, like not nearly as much as Teresa and all them, but we've been a part of that and watching these new artists being discovered in Fort Worth, which has been amazing.
Right. And then, honestly, for me, it's just getting to know them, right? Like, we've gotten so close with so many of the people that are a part of the music industry here in Fort Worth. But, yeah, so then we had that. We had South by, and we met even more people at South by. Yeah. I mean, that was just insane. It was one of the best weekends I think I've had all year, right?
It was a good weekend.
It was a good weekend. We've had some phenomenal guests. I mean, we've had chefs. We've had, smoker, barbecue smoker. What do you pit masters?
Pit master.
We've had all sort. I mean, like musicians out the ass this year. We've had tons of musicians, which have been fantastic.
We had 2 top 50 winners for Texas Monthly or whatever. Barbecue, right?
On this show. Yeah.
Oh, this show alone.
Dane's last year and Jerby from Goldie's this year, right?
So, I mean, dude, we're doing some good stuff here.
It's been crazy. And then, of course, in July, we got to have our 100th episode party over at Panther Island Brewing, which they did not expect us
to have that many people.
to have that many people there. And that place was packed. And, it wasn't because we're good at what we do. It's because we've got people that just are out there in our city showing us love.
Yeah, we got people just like to show up.
Yeah, and really appreciate that. But, yeah, all of this shit happened this year, man. It's just been nuts.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right.
Every bit of this happened this year.
I'll believe it.
And that's just with the podcast, which is not even like our regular lives. You know what I mean? Like, it's just been such a crazy, busy year.
I mean, if it wouldn't been for any of this, like we would have just read about this stuff like on the Fort Worth Weekly, or like we would have heard about it. There would have been no way that we would have been close to being where we're at. Like I would have never met the guys at Trend. Amplify 817 artists, Teresa, Sydney from Visit Fort Worth, Robin, the Fort Worth Pod Squad, like everybody. It's just so cool to be a part of.
Whenever I used to have a team, whenever I was managing 30 people in one of my older roles, one of the things I would talk about a lot for like development is the pie model. Have you ever heard of the pie model?
I like pie.
I do like pie.
Pie.
So pie is performance, image, and exposure, right?
No.
It's like it kind of gives you an idea of like how you're growing, how you're doing. And so like when I look at this podcast, I feel like our performance overall has grown. I feel like we've heard it from multiple listeners and people that watch us on YouTube that our quality has gotten better, our content's gotten better, our structure has gotten better, our banter's gotten better. You know what I mean? Like you want that growth. And so I think our performance is great. Our image, obviously if we've gone from sub 1,000 to 1,700 subscribers or followers on Instagram or whatnot, we've got an image, right? We're out there. And then exposure is like we've been invited to all these events just like last week with Fortress Presents and just kind of going and being able to be present in some of these events. Like I think that those three things have a huge kind of lets you figure out how well you're doing, and when we look at the podcast, I feel like we're doing really well in all three of those pieces.
I mean, I got to be part of this inaugural visit by Sunflower Man and a few others.
Yeah.
Getting ready to go to Florence.
Acre Distilling, right?
Yeah. I told Blake that I'm just going to probably tag along in somebody's suitcase. So I might be going to Florence. I don't know. We'll see.
From the chat, Tim, stop spanking that thing. Tim's got a piece of string and he's just like spanking himself with it like a weirdo.
I get something in my hands and I can't just not touch it.
Pause.
All right, moving on.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Is this me?
Yeah.
Well, now that we're on the topic of what we've done throughout the year and growth, I'd like to get into the gratitude part of the episode, the last episode of the year. I asked the guys to give me 3 to 5 things that they're grateful for, whether it be regarding the show or life. I just like to hear what you think, what you're grateful for, and maybe side note, what you expect for the year, like what you expect for 2023, like what we want to happen with the Funky Panther.
Well, let's just start with what we're grateful for. Right?
Sure, yeah. Tim, you go first.
Okay, so I am grateful for my health.
Yeah.
The fact that I have a job that I switched to that I do enjoy. My schedule is a lot different now. I do love that.
People freak out whenever they see you places. Like they're like, Tim's out.
Yeah, I know.
Tim's doing things.
I know it's weird, man. And then I also I'm grateful. I'm still grateful, even though we've been doing this for 3 years. And some days it can feel kind of monotonous. And I will say that. Trying to figure out what are we going to talk about this time, and we just do it. We show up, and we might not be in the best mindset. We might not have our head together, but sometimes those episodes turn out to be the best ones, and it's the weirdest thing. And I'm grateful that we have still stuck with this, no matter how many times all of us had thought, like, oh man, we should just like not show up because we're tired or we've got other things going on. We still come here. And we still want to make this happen, and we still want the people that like to listen to us enjoy it. That's the whole reason why we let Chad still do the whole news, old-timey news voice.
People love that shit, man. People love that shit.
I can't fucking stand it. And but you know what? We do it for y'all.
Kids love it.
I am grateful for those moments. So there's my like 3 to 4, whatever that was.
Okay, nice.
All right. That was all off the cuff, off the cuff.
Off the
man.
dome.
I did not write any of that down.
Okay. All right, Chad, you're next.
I like the what you said about the health thing, like both physical and mental. I think this has been a very strenuous year for me. It's been a crazy year, and so it's nice to know that my mentals are in check at the moment. So I'm going to say that for sure. I think that also growth and success, like I mentioned, it's been a crazy year, right? But like overall, even with the divorce and selling a house and going to school and this and work and
finishing school.
Yeah, and it's just like it's been so busy. I still have had what I could see as like success and growth. You know what I mean? Like I got a promotion back in February, which I've been a part of this new job that I absolutely still love. Graduated. All the things we just mentioned with the podcast, like all of that shit happened this year. It's absolutely bonkers, and so that's definitely one thing I'm grateful for. The new friendships and connections that I've been able to make. Again, we talked about it. I'm super grateful for all the new people that I've got in my life this year because, don't get me wrong. I love you guys, right? Obviously, but like it's kind of cool. We've had the same. I mean, we've added on over the years, but we've got a really tight crew of people that we've been friends with for 20, 30 years, and it's kind of cool to be able to continue to grow with our connections and friendships outside of that.
No new friends.
So that's
no new
3.
friends.
I love new friends. Number 2 is existing friendships, though, because I feel like going, the other direction is it's just as hard to maintain friendships, especially when you're working with each other to do this. It's more difficult, I think, to maintain friendships than it is to just find new ones. And so I'm very thankful and grateful for the fact that we've been able to do this together, not hate each other all the time anyway.
Yeah.
We overcome. And then we've also got our friend group, of course, everyone that we're so grateful for.
I always
already.
Overcome.
That's disgusting. And then I think my number 1 would be my parents. They've been.
Look, they have no reason to be that supportive.
I know. Like I stayed with them for some time. I didn't have a car for a month, and so they let me borrow theirs from time to time. Like I've been very independent.
They've been empty nesters for some time, and you go in there and throw a fucking wrench in.
I know. But I've been independent since I was 17 years old. I just take care of myself. I don't ask for a lot. But like,
Mom, can I get $20?
I could not have made it through this year without my parents, and I'm just extremely grateful for that for me. But also, like, I mean, this kind of shit. Come on, get out of here. They're so. I mean, I've mentioned it before, I think, on here, but like they're essentially everyone else is second parents too, because they love y'all just as much, or if not, probably more than they love me. And so I'm just extremely grateful for.
Well, Tammy was telling me about how your mom waited there at Nickel to get those tables.
Yeah,
because of course they had their Christmas installation, but like, they were asking for like $800 a table.
Oh yeah.
And man, she just waited there until people left and set up. And dude, that's love. That's love. That's like
no one cares more about anything and anyone, literally anything and anyone, as much as my mom cares about things and people. Yeah. Like I'm very fortunate.
And of course, again, like you said, with this spread that she made us,
Jesus Christ, it's so much shit.
But it's like every time, every event that there is, whether it's at your house, at your parents' house,
yeah,
it's always huge, and I'm always in awe of like the food that she makes because like it's so delicious. It's, everything she makes is
Sopapilla
top
cheesecake.
notch. Oh Jesus, man! Oh, that's so delicious.
Yeah, but that rounds up my list. It was five whole things.
All right, Javier.
Well,
You long-winded bastard.
For
Come
my
on.
one, I'm not going to go in any order. The growth we've had as a show, looking back at the start of the year, I mean, we kind of had an idea. We got together at the start, whenever we had Stark on, and just to see how we would modify things to kind of like nothing ever works the way it's supposed to.
Right.
I think that you have to do stuff by trial and error. And you work on the things that are going great and you kind of kick out the things that aren't working. So from then to now, I really like the growth that we've had. I know sometimes there are some subjects that can be long-winded, but we have worked around it even when it comes to like our time. You know, back in the day, we were just like, okay, well, let's keep it at an hour. And then over time, it started being like an hour 45, and it was getting kind of the extreme. We're going almost at an hour, and I think we've accomplished so much and talked about a lot in that 1 hour.
Right.
So that growth that we've had is one thing that I'm appreciative and grateful for. The second is going to be the events we've been invited to. I never in my life would have thought we would have been invited or had the opportunity to go to the Visit Fort Worth yearly, the fucking meeting.
Yeah.
Much less South by Southwest. I mean, that was honestly like the biggest thing that I never would have believed.
We could have hung up our hats then.
When we talk about we're the Funky Panther that went to South by Southwest.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
That's the first thing we
For
said.
me, I was proud of what we did at Tulips.
Yeah.
Because that was such a huge spectacle. The amount of people that showed up, I was so scared.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like sweating bullets. I almost had like a freaking panic attack.
You did a bunch of shots, drank a... Yeah, you...
Dude,
you
it
were-
was just like, I mean, events like that. I mean, the fact that we've had the opportunity to go do these things for the city,
Yeah.
and I mean, just doing it together is a big thing, and I'm very excited about what's to come. Hell, I mean, shit we can't even talk about yet. The third thing is the
Is it 'cause
people.
it's secrets?
I mean, maybe
Okay.
I don't know. We're going to space, guys. Elon Musk said we're going with him.
Yeah, it's actually really cool. Elon's been a long time listener. Despite how much most people feel about the man, he is taking us to space. We're going to be the first podcast in space.
Now that we're verified on Twitter,
Yeah.
With the blue check,
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
like, "These guys deserve it."
Oh, on the line now, Elon Musk. Elon, what's going on?
It's me, it's Elon Musk. Are you going to space with me? And I'm going to have a clay, and we're going to have fun. It's going to
I
be
feel like
a
that
wild
sounds
time.
more like Marvin the Martian than Elon Musk.
Oh man. Yeah, no, the people we've continued to meet along the way. Again, when it came to meeting our saving grace Teresa, like
Right.
what she's done. Sydney,
Everyone from Visit Fort Worth.
Visit Fort Worth, the Trend
Tom,
guys.
yeah.
Tom. Shit, man. Like
Musicians, other podcasters. I didn't mention other podcasters either, but we have created quite the community and
Yeah.
family with all of our local podcasters in this city, and it's kind of amazing.
I'll go back to what I said last year. I mean, my intention was to bury everybody. I didn't care about any other podcast. I could give two flying fucks. I even said the same thing about Corks and Cowtown. I wanted to be the best. As soon as I saw them on Best Of, I'm like, I want that. I want to defeat them. And we got the award, and we met Robin, and she's a goddamn sweetheart, and we love her to death. And LDP, the boys over the TFTI podcast, Emo Otaku, Forever Reckless, dude, even the Six Pack podcast that's brand new, Andrew,
Fort Worth
Fort Worth
And
Roots.
we gotta give the grandpappies.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
The
of
Jerry
course.
Jonestown Massacre.
of course.
Those guys got, they were the OGs here in Fort Worth. The Funky Town podcast with Jeffrey Lord. I mean, great individuals that I never thought we would ever meet.
Dude,
so.
Lou Charles. We know Lou Charles.
Fucking Charles.
We
yeah.
fucking know Lou Charles.
Yeah.
Lou Charles is like one of the biggest fucking names. Smooth Vega. Got to meet Smooth Vega.
Yeah.
We got to meet XB Valentine during Louapalooza the first time.
Smooth Vega came in this room,
Yeah.
and freestyled for us
on the mic for us. Yeah. Dude, I mean, come on. Like, that's just never would have thought that would have happened.
We also made his 2022 highlight reel.
Yeah, we did.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I loved it.
We made,
Dude,
we made the end of that
like,
highlight
again,
reel.
people were saying, dude, you got to get Smooth Vega. We had Smooth Vega.
Yeah.
That's fucking unbelievable.
It's crazy.
Our growth as individuals. I think all of us have like grown a little bit. Albeit me, I'm gonna be me always. I'm gonna be the little fucking guy who has a stupid mentalities. But our growth, I think the growth that we've had for both of y'all when it comes to Tim and his new job and what he's been doing with it, to you and your growth with school, life. I mean, dude, we go on those low tangents, and I think we need to realize and recognize the low points, because they set us up to go for even higher.
Yeah.
Because you can't have sweet without the sour.
What is it whenever the stock market it dips before it shoots way
You
up?
put your hand up on my hip when I dip. You dip. We dip.
That's it. That's what the stock market does.
Uh-huh. And last but not least, again, I'm going to go back to individuals. You two. Without you two, the hard work y'all put into the show.
The band, you're talking about the CD that I have, or the album I have on my phone,
yeah,
right?
fuck them.
You too.
Fuck those guys.
Bono, you've been such a fucking great part of the Funky Panther. Bono, I got to say this. You and the
That's
Edge.
it. I'm fucking leaving.
Oh my god. Mic drop for real.
Oh my god.
These mics are heavy. Sorry about that.
But no, y'all, because you make the show what it is. Chad puts in a lot of work when it comes to the video. He's the brains. Again, we will go from the beginning, from when we started this fucking journey. Chad, you're the brains. You put everything there is to put for this podcast. You've gone a step beyond helping us grow when it comes to meetings that you have with people we can't talk about yet. It's I love that. I love seeing you do that. You don't have to. You don't ask for anything, but you're doing that.
I think that's
for
in
us.
it's in his nature to communicate with people.
He's a great communicator. And
Like, I'm one of those that would show up and just fuck everything up if I started trying to talk to people.
Tim's
what's happening.
just a fucking piece of shit.
No, you know,
Tim,
and I do feel that.
But everyone needs one.
And honestly,
that piece of shit. you
honestly,
know?
I say the same thing about you. Javier's he's just a piece of shit.
No. Tim, he edits the episodes. He makes it sound the way it does. He cuts audio and he puts in those late hours to make the show what it is.
If you listen to us on YouTube and then go listen to us on the podcast, it is an extremely noticeable difference. Like, he definitely does some stuff.
Although,
makes it sound amazing.
I think this is sounding pretty good on the YouTube now. We put some filters and did some stuff.
Again, that was you though.
Yeah. For real though, like if I went out to talk to somebody and try to get us like a deal or whatever, it wouldn't happen. And Javier, if he went out to try to get a deal, he would probably end up in jail.
I absolutely would.
So I say that because Chad's got that experience from his job that he knows how to talk to people. I swear the man could probably sell me a fridge and a phone at the same time.
He can sell ice in the winter. He can sell fire in hell. He is a hustler, baby. He sells water to a well.
Wow.
He was born to kick cake, move, crack, and switch states, cap the roof on the coupe, gone and switch plates.
That's beautiful.
He was born to dictate.
Okay.
Never follow orders, dick face. Get your shit straight.
Oh my god.
Fucker, this is Big J. Ha! That was Jay-Z.
Well
That
done.
wasn't
Well done,
me.
Jay-Z.
Oh, you didn't make that up?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
Come on, man. Who am I? Lou Charles? I can't come up with stuff off the cuff.
No, you can't.
Or Smooth Ego.
No.
Or Ernie. Come on.
Or
No,
Ernie. Ernie goes.
You want to talk
fucking
about off the cuff?
Bro, let's get it real. Do not get it twisted on Ernie. It's Ernie. That man is also genius.
The things you said, super sweet. Appreciate you, man.
I love you guys. I know we
love you too.
we do stupid shit, and we have what people don't see. Like, we have gone into arguments about stupid shit, and dude, we the way we've stuck together is like, I love it. And I'm very grateful for you guys, having you guys in my life and making sure I don't jump off a bridge. Also, Tammy, like, thank you so much for like sticking with me through all this shit.
Yes, she does.
And she puts up with so much shit that I got to deal with. Like, I have 2 podcasts I work on, and I do my best to spend like as much time as I can with her. And I know I don't show it. And thank you so much, and I love you. And you've made the past couple years great. So
All right.
for that.
So, New Year's,
New tears,
we've
new me.
covered that. What happens though for New Year's every year? People make resolutions, right?
And you have sex.
And that could be one of your New Year's resolutions, right?
yeah.
You have sex at the end of the night, baby.
All right.
Sure.
Full on fisting. Woohoo!
So I'm gonna go over. I want to go over. I want to go over 10 resolutions.
Tim resolutions.
10 unexpected New Year's resolutions that will actually make your life better.
Cool.
All
let's
right.
hear it.
So commit to only doing exercises that you actually like.
Okay.
I will say this. Do you like resolution? Is that the word you want to use?
Or New Year's revolutions.
New Year's Revolution was a pay-per-view the WWF had. Yes. Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Which okay, so I think last year we covered some of these, and I don't think they've changed much, to be honest with you, which is interesting. I remember talking about this last year, where it's hide yourself self view on Zoom. So a lot of people on your Zoom calls now and stuff like that, you have that little picture and you can see yourself, and then like you're hyper focused on how you look, and maybe not necessarily worry about that too much. Number 3, examine your relationship with alcohol. A lot of people do dry January.
Yeah, other than my little trip to Broken Bow, I think I'm going to try to take a break in January and probably most of February.
It's my fucking birthday, my G.
I know. But other than that.
I'm not going to take a break. Curate.
Cheers.
I mean, I'm talking about other than events. You know what I mean? Like if it's a birthday or if we're traveling or something like that, yes. But like a normal Thursday, it's like, hey, let's go, drink. I think I'm going to try to calm down on that shit.
Okay, yeah.
Curate your, I mean, I'm telling you, this stuff was just like a cut and paste from last year. Curate your social media feed, which we talked about that in the past. Be more intentional about cooking, sourcing, or eating your food, which is something I definitely need to try to cook more. I cook very little at home because I have a wonderful cook.
You know who does that? Joe Rogan.
Tackle your email inbox. You and I.
Oh, man.
You and I need to do that.
Select all and click read.
No. Okay, on your phone right now, how many do you have? How many emails do you have on your Apple Mail account that you have not opened?
I currently have 4 that started from 8 p.m. So the only ones I have are from when we started the podcast.
All right. I have 63,478.
Jesus. Oh, it stresses me out so much. We don't need to talk about this every time. It'll stress me out.
Do you guess what my number is?
It's like 143,000.
Ooh, close.
Really?
Close. Yeah.
Hang on. Higher or lower?
Lower.
Lower? I'm going to go with 133,000.
No, it is 140,535 emails.
Damn. I was real close.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
Gmail. Let
Now,
me see what my Gmail
My
is.
work email is a different breed, though. Like, I make sure I check all my work emails. And so I keep that pretty much at 0.
Mine just says 99 plus, so there's no telling how much I have in like my work emails. But yeah, dude, it's fucking I guess it's gonna be hard for me to fucking get rid of all that shit. Although I will say that I do go in the search bar of my email and type in like Google, and I'll delete Apple, and I'll delete everything that has like the word Apple in it, because like I never talk about like Apple on my emails, obviously, or work emails, so it'll just delete all that trash.
All right, so rearrange, declutter, or redecorate your space.
Me?
So I'm working on that myself. I'm trying to declutter my office and get that all straightened up and actually get into a better place. We got another room in the house that we need to get rid of a bunch of junk. So we're working on that. Man, you need to take ownership. You live in this house. You need to take ownership of it. I've been telling you that for a while.
We've talked about it because Tammy's gonna move in like in October, something like that, and we're like, I have a lot of fucking shit over here that I know I need to get rid of, and I just need a week, man. I need a week of like. Because like I have 2 podcasts, I got time with her, and I got time with you guys.
Buy clothes that fit now.
Yeah.
I'm one of the world's worst about keeping clothing. Now, granted, I dropped some weight, and so it's good that I kept some of that stuff. But I will keep stuff in my closet that clearly does not fit. I'm like, I'll wear it again.
I stopped doing that.
I'll wear it
especially
again.
when I moved back in July. I took all that shit to Goodwill, and I was like, no, like I don't need all this shit cluttered up my closet. Because realistically, I mean, yeah.
You mean there's gonna be a bunch of people walking around with fishing shirts on?
No, I kept the fishing shirts. No, I'm talking about like you might think that I'll wear this in a few years. Realistically, dude, trends change. You know what I mean? You might not want to wear that in a few years. You might as well just get rid of it, and then shop again in a few years.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Is that the end of the list?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to. I didn't want to go through the whole. I mean, a lot of it was repeats from last year. I was just like, yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about. We're kind of running out on time, so let's talk about some things that we want to look forward to next year, both individually. You had already kind of touched on it, Javier, right? But talk about maybe a couple of things we want to see for individual growth, and a couple of things we want to see for podcast growth, and then we'll get into your year in review quiz. How's that sound?
That sounds perfect.
All right, 2023, Javier. 2 personal, 2 podcast. Go.
Get rid of all the clutter I have in my house, and I feel like I'm a pack rat hoarder, so get rid of like a shitload of shoes. And
Good
then
for you.
Also, second thing, personal. Okay, that's weird. Quit rubbing me. Second thing, I guess save more money, not spend recklessly. I mean, I spend maybe a week in 1 week. I'll spend like $200 on Uber Eats. If
Holy
that.
shit, dude.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Wow.
I spend a lot because I mean,
It's convenient.
I'm gassed
Dude,
when I get home.
I spent $20 on Whataburger to have it delivered to my house.
Dude,
I was so stupid.
I leave work. Look at this. I got fucking Chick-fil-A over here.
I know.
I leave work early and I get home late, and
But
I
that's
don't have
5
time
minutes
to.
away, though. Like you got to just go.
I'd rather just plan out my meals,
or that.
do that,
Or that, yeah.
because God knows I need to.
Right.
And then hopefully by the end of the year, I'll be back to year 1 Javier, where we're fucking recording and I'm like fitting and shit.
Yeah.
Because that was one. I mean, it's a hindrance. Uber Eats, damn you to hell.
Okay, so
But I love you.
Declutter, save money.
Yeah, save money.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then for the podcast.
Podcast. I want to have a bigger role. I want to get on Adderall and have a better and bigger role with the show. I want to be more involved.
All right, if you got the hookup for Adderall for Javier, what's that phone number?
817-677-0408. Give us a call, give us a text, leave us a voicemail. Please be discreet because we don't want to get in trouble, but your boy needs some Adderall.
I need Adderall. The other thing is planning more events for the show. I think, would that go with the first one? Would that go with the first one?
No. I mean, you personally plan events?
Yeah, me personally.
Yeah, that would go with the first one.
Yeah, because I really want to do a big thing when it comes to saving hope and animals. Man, I get really like choked up and emotional when it comes to like dogs and cats.
Hold, I've got something to talk about after the show on that one.
Oh, it better not be. I talked to somebody about that.
Yeah, I talked to her a little bit too.
Did she tell you about my idea?
Okay,
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
But yeah, no, that's the
All
one
right.
thing I want to. The next thing I want to do is just do more things for the show. I want us to grow. I want to be a big part of that. I know y'all two put in so much. I want to take that work away from you and like grow like that.
Okay, nice. So more events, but also take a
Bigger
big step
responsibility.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, more
Nice.
responsibility with the show.
Love it. Tim?
All right, so what was the questions again?
2 personal 2023 goals and 2 podcast 2023 goals.
I want to jam a fist up my butt.
we
Already
can do
got
that before the end of the
already got one fist. I'm going for 2. No, I would like to. I'd like to save some money, start putting money aside. Honestly, one of my goals is I would like to own a few more houses.
Okay.
Not necessarily this year, but start working towards that this coming year.
Yeah.
And then with that would come saving money, and that's ultimately why I bought a $800 Buick LeSabre to get rid of my truck so I can put some money aside. Anyways, so that's one thing. Number 2, personally, I'd like to just try to get more sleep, and
That's a great goal. That's a really good goal.
all right, so for real though, I'd like to rebalance my time a little bit and work on weeding out what's important and what's not, and putting more focus on the important stuff versus the not so important. And then as a podcast, like I would honestly like to put on, it's been a couple years since we've done a charitable event alongside Javier's statement. I'd like to put on another charity event. We've talked about it. Also, another goal this year would be to host a concert, and we might have to partner up with some people. And I've got just the people to partner up with that would be down to put on some sort of event like that. So that might be coming this way. So
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome.
that's it for me.
Very cool.
I like that the making time, because like that's that should have been number 1 for me. Like
It's like figuring out what's like. I mean, you spend a lot of time on like unimportant things versus like what actually is important.
yeah.
and understanding, and it comes with that like personal development and growth and like learning like what actually is important versus what's not.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. Like everything is finite, you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huh?
Chadley.
You know, I've been so. School has been this thing that's just in the back of your head. You know what I mean? Like you feel like you don't have enough time and you don't know why, and it's because you're putting in all this time on schoolwork and you don't even think about it because it's second nature at this point. But now that I'm done and graduated, I'm like, oh shit, I've got time. I've got time to do things. Yeah. So in 2023, there's two things that I really want to work on. One is getting in better shape. I want to work on that. I feel like I use not having time as an excuse, but I really have. It's been a crazy fucking year. And so getting back into what I want to be. And then two, spending some of that time in some sort of career or some kind of like career growth, because we talked about quiet quitting, you know what I mean? Like I need to get back to either like really, really focusing on my career and figuring out what I want to do next or what I'm going to do to make me happy in my career, or completely say, okay, I'm going to do this and continue to quiet quit, but also start something for myself. You know what I mean? Like whether that be a new business or a new career altogether. I don't know. I just want this to be a bigger year and for me to be both successful from a monetary perspective, but also happy in what I do. Mm-hmm. And so that's a big goal for me in 2023. For the podcast, I think for me, a goal is to grow our social media presence. I think that we've done a pretty good job on Instagram and things like that. But, you know, we see some of our friends like Ernie and J-Boy just fucking take off on TikTok. You know what I mean?
They're doing great, man.
They're doing just amazing things. Yeah. And you know, it's good stuff. Obviously, the content is great, but it's also just consistency. And it's been hard to be consistent. And so we've got to find ways, you know, maybe the three of us meet and kind of discuss how we do that, but not just clips from our episodes, but do some skits and things like that, because we're funny motherfuckers. You know what I mean? And so
we've gotten it on the group chat. I mean, we on our Instagram, like we've
had a lot of people ask for skits and things. Yeah.
And I think that'd be fucking great. I think I can write something up and it'll get us canceled in no time.
And I keep thinking, like,
that's what I'm going for.
Like TikTok is huge, obviously, right? Like it's about that time. Like, you can still go into TikTok and be successful and take off. However, what if Elon brings back Vine?
What if we start our own social media platform?
Okay, no.
That's only for people that are like-minded, like us.
So for just morons, just for all the morons out there, there's gonna be a new social media.
I think that's called Facebook.
Yeah. No, I'm talking. How cool would it be if Vine came back? It would be essentially just like TikTok, but we like jumped in early. You know, like early adopters again to Vine, and like took off with that. But no, I think that social media.
We just remake a bunch of the old Vines.
Yeah, exactly.
It was our idea. I swear we had it first.
It's an avocado. No, so social media, and then
Merry Christmas.
Y'all both mentioned it, but like events, both charitable and non-charitable, just like making sure that we're out there doing that exposure piece of the pie, just making sure that we're around the people that we've made connections with already and make new connections and continue to grow that kind of exposure of our brand. So yeah, those are the two things.
Sweet. I love it.
All right. I like where our heads are at for this upcoming year, and now I'd like to see where your head was at this past year.
We got to meet, though. The three of us need to meet off air and start talking about some
We used to be really good about that, though.
It's been busy.
All right.
It's just, you know, the whole apocalypse happening.
The whole happening.
Yeah.
Wait, is that my divorce?
Speaking of which,
is that the apocalypse?
Bless her heart, Robin, for like cracking a little bit during that fucking thing.
On Uncorked?
Uncorked.
It was perfect.
Holy fuck, man.
So
that was
good.
Just
all right, so I'm going to give you your topics, and we're going to do one quiz. So you have entertainment, sports, current events, quotes, people.
Current events?
You're doing current events?
No, we're only doing one.
Yeah.
So so current events.
Current
Okay.
events.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. What is the name of the Supreme Court case that overturned Roe v. Wade? Your choices are Conception versus United States, Dobbs versus Jackson's Women's Health Organization, or Carson versus Mackin.
Dobbs.
I'm going to go with Dobbs.
We're going all with Dobbs. We're going to go with Dobbs. Dobbs is correct.
Yay!
Well
Good
done,
job.
I watch a lot of news.
Yeah.
How much did Elon Musk pay to buy Twitter? 44 billion?
44 billion.
49 billion or 53 billion?
44.
I'm going to go with 44.
Yeah.
44 was the correct answer.
That is correct.
Liz Truss served the shortest amount of time of any UK prime minister. How many days was she in office before resigning? 39, 44, or 52?
44.
52.
44, 52. Okay, I'm just going to go with 44. 44 is the correct answer.
Hey! I watched a lot of Last Week Tonight, so, they make fun of her for it.
Where did Wordle get its name? After the man who created it? It's a play on Scrabble. It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything.
It sounds like it doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything. That is incorrect.
Scrabble.
The correct answer is after the man who created it. Explanation, Wordle's creator is Josh Wardle.
That's
Interesting. But it's words.
yeah.
What was the record high?
Wardle.
What was the record high average price of gas in the U.S. Reached on June 13th? $5.01 a gallon, 5.98 a gallon, or 6.43 a gallon?
This is national average?
Yes. What was the record high average?
I'll say the first one you said.
5.01.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the $6 one.
You're going with $6 one. I'm going to split the difference. Say $5.98 a gallon. I was incorrect.
Raspberries.
The correct answer was 5.01 a gallon.
Huzzah!
What three health concerns make up the year's triple-demic?
Tim,
COVID-19?
Chad, Javier.
That sounds about right. Hooray! We're
did
the
it.
fucking we're the locusts. We're the fucking three things of the apocalypse.
COVID-19, RSV, and monkeypox?
The three horsemen.
COVID-19, RSV, and the flu? COVID-19, monkeypox, and the flu.
The last one. Well, I don't know what RSV is.
It's a respiratory virus that mostly kids get.
Okay. I'm going to go with the flu one then.
I thought it was a soccer.
Well, I mean, there's
team.
two with flu. So
I know
flu
monkeypox,
and COVID?
and flu, yeah.
Yeah, COVID, flu, and RSV.
You're going COVID, flu, RSV?
Yeah.
Okay.
The correct answer is COVID-19, RSV, and the flu.
Ah, success!
So Javier got that one right.
I am invincible.
And what cryptocurrency did New York City Mayor Eric Adams receive his first paycheck?
Did you say Crips?
Yeah, what crypto? What Crips currency? No bloods here. Dogecoin and FTX, Tether,
Dogecoin?
Dogecoin and FTX, Tether and Binance Coin, or Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Ethereum.
You're going with Ethereum?
Yeah.
You said Bitcoin and Ethereum?
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna
that
say
was his first paycheck.
Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Okay, and that was correct. Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yeah. That makes sense.
At which royal residence did Queen Elizabeth II die in September at age 96 and after over 70 years on the throne? Balmoral Castle,
Balmoral Castle.
Windsor Castle, or Buckingham Palace?
Balmoral.
Balmoral.
Yeah, in Scotland.
Balmoral was correct.
I just know because Javier said it's right.
Yay!
And I
Which
believe him.
Supreme Court justice retired, paving the way for Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson?
Ketanji Brown.
Ketanji?
No, you.
How do you say it? Will you pronounce it
keep
for me?
going, you keep going.
No, I want you to pronounce it for me.
Katani? Katana?
It's
Oh, so you don't know either?
No.
So you're making fun of him and you
Yes.
have no idea?
It's Ketanji. The
think you
first,
did it right,
The
'cause
first
I
the first black woman on the court to join the bench. Was it Justice Stephen Breyer, Justice John Roberts, or Justice Samuel Alito?
Samuel Alito is dead. No, he's not. He's alive still.
Samuel Alito, John Roberts, or Stephen Breyer?
I think it was
Stephen
Justice
Breyer.
Justice Breyer.
I don't know. I have no idea.
That is correct. Good
Huzzah!
job.
You know what? That man loves his ice cream, that Breyer.
You know something I didn't do this year?
Have anals. No.
I did not watch the news, like at all. I didn't watch any. When you're saying this stuff, I'll be honest with you. The news that I get is from you each
Okay.
week because I don't know things.
Your news is terrible.
I
Ned.
don't know things
Such
anymore.
a terrible news source. How did former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe die?
Shinzo Abe.
Shinzo
he was
Abe.
assassinated.
Heart attack, assassination, or old age?
He was assassinated.
Assassination.
It was fucking horrible too.
There was assassination with a pin gun or something like that,
damn.
right? Or it was like a made up gun thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that guy. Was really cool. That prime.
Okay, protest overtook Iran after 22-year-old Masha Amini was killed after being arrested by the country's morality police. What was she arrested for? Not wearing a proper head covering?
Yes.
Driving a car? Or criticizing the country's government?
Not wearing a proper hijab.
Yep.
That is correct. She
It's
was
really
not wearing a
it's
proper
really
head cover.
fucked up because she had it on. It just wasn't on properly.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's fucking stupid.
All right. Which Ukrainian city did Russia capture first when it invaded the country in February? Kiev, Lysychansk,
Let's say Kiev.
or Kherson?
Oh, Kherson.
Kherson.
Oh, that's right.
Kherson.
Kherson is correct.
Yep.
What kind of market did the economy experience this year? Wolf, bear, or bull?
I don't know what a wolf market is. I'm gonna
Like
say
Wolf of Wall Street?
I'm gonna say bear.
Going bear?
I'm going to say bear.
Bear is correct.
How many more questions are
Shout
there?
out to all my bears.
It was there's 20 total.
I still have an OnlyFans for bears.
All right, what
so-
essential baby product was there a shortage of in the U.S.? Formula, diapers, or wipes?
baby skin?
Formula is correct.
Formula One.
President Biden presented a plan that will cancel up to how much money for some federal student loan borrowers?
Is it 12,000?
20,000, 30,000, or 40,000?
20.
20.
I feel like
20,000 was correct.
Yeah.
Which former Speaker of the House of Representatives is newly appointed Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson distantly related to by marriage? Paul Ryan, Nancy Pelosi, or Newt Gingrich?
Paul Ryan.
You want Paul Ryan? Paul Ryan? Paul Ryan? Paul Ryan is correct.
Paul Ryan going once, Paul going twice. Yeah, it's his brother.
What
He's married to his
what
brother.
world leader was photographed sitting at an extremely long table during a one-on-one meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron?
Macron.
Putin. Joe Biden, former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, or President Vladimir Putin?
Putin.
I like me some Putin.
Putin is correct. He was at a very comically large table. It reminded me of the one from Batman.
This table is
yeah.
extremely long.
All the way down. Yeah.
In November, Artemis 1 was the debut flight of Space Launch System, which plans to eventually take humans where? The moon, Jupiter, or Venus?
The moon.
The moon is correct.
We went to space this year. Like I say, we.
I know, we
like,
did. The Funky Panther went to space this
No,
year.
that is going to happen eventually, thanks to Daddy Elon.
It's
But
me,
no,
Elon. We're going to space.
I think that that's a crazy thing that happened this year is that there were multiple flights and they only happened once. It was like all televised, right? Like
Yeah,
Amazon
SpaceX
went,
had theirs.
and then Elon went, and then Virgin went, and then they just stopped. They're like, okay, we did it. We're good.
What's his name? Fucking Amazon guy would only go
Jeff
to like
Bezos, the edge of space.
Yeah,
you mean
he'd go to the edge of
Cowboy,
space.
the Space Cowboy?
Yeah, fucking loser boy.
All right, which awards show was canceled by NBC this year after allegations of unethical and possibly illegal activity? People's Choice Awards, Emmys, or the Golden Globes?
Golden Globe, I think.
People's Choice.
We're going to go Golden Globe, and Golden Globes was correct.
Hooray!
What month this year was the worst for inflation in the U.S., reaching a rate of 9.1%? February, June, or September?
June.
June was correct.
Nice.
You got 17 out of 20 of those correct.
Well done, boys.
Well done. We did
Hooray,
it.
We am smart.
Okay,
We haven't done a quiz in a very long time.
We haven't.
And this reminded me of a little thing that we
of
started
a game
this year.
that we have going on.
Who's
that
in my mouth?
Chad did not get the most, actually. I think Javier got a point on that one.
Yeah, Javier won this one, but still,
Javier won this one.
we had Who's the Funkiest Panther this year.
We got to go back and listen to episodes and see what other shit we've done like this.
I will
because
tell
I
you
feel like-
that
No, I won.
we did a vote and we won.
Let's ask the crowd who is the funkiest Panther.
Yeah. Okay, we'll crowdsource
Let's
that.
just ask.
I won.
Hey, let me just tell you this though. So I did see I saw a TikTok with our beloved scientist
Bill Nye?
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, Neil deGrasse. There we
Neil
go.
deGrasse High Tyson.
Like Drake?
Yeah.
Neil
Anyways.
Jimmy Brooks.
Man, he's predicting in 2050, by 2050,
Yeah.
We're all going to
that
be dead.
no, that there's going to be like an extreme
Penis.
leap in. Shut up. There's going to be an extreme leap in like healthcare.
Yeah.
That's going to keep people alive longer.
Yeah.
And that space travel will be led by
Monkeys.
space tourism.
I believe that. I think we
And he's
talked
saying
about
he's
this.
saying by 2050.
We talked about this on the podcast,
That's
didn't we?
that's very real that
It's
we
like-
are going to get to go to space.
Yeah, but no, the being able to live forever thing, like STEM technology and things like that, like it's very likely that we will be the first generation to be able to live forever.
Yeah, you know, like a square, b square plus c square and Pythagorean.
So you talk about TikTok. There was this 2022 TikTok thing that was going around. Robin told me about today. Have you heard about this whole like eating grapes under the table thing? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Only what you brought up earlier before the show started.
You're supposed to act like you didn't.
No, Chad, I've never heard of.
I did. Did you see the look on my face? I did such a great job covering.
Yeah.
That I had no idea.
What is it? What are you new?
No, Chad, I've never heard of that.
You know what, Tim? Do better, Tim. God damn it.
Yeah, remember we just talked about it.
Son of a bitch. You know what? Why are you even fucking here? You know what my resolution would be? Kill Tim. I hate you.
Let's take a step back. I'm going to start this over. So I heard about this new TikTok trend. I don't know if y'all heard about this or not.
What is it? Tell me more.
It's eating 12 grapes under a table. Have you heard about this? Tim, have you heard about this?
No.
So there's this new TikTok trend where apparently, and I think this is like a Hispanic thing.
Whoa. We like it being called spick thing.
I'm not going to do that. So like apparently, if you go under a table at 11:58 or 11:59, like right before midnight, and you eat 12 grapes, and you apparently like you make a wish for each grape or something like that.
Yes, you do.
Which I think is the original. Isn't that kind of like that's the whole thing?
Yeah,
right?
you just eat grapes.
But the new thing is that if you want to find love, you wear like red underwear, and if you want like money, you got to hold money in your hand and then wear like green or yellow underwear or something like that. I don't know.
I've heard in prison if you present somebody with syrup, that means that you want them to eat your asshole. Is this?
That's the one. That's the one. That's the one I'm talking about.
What the fuck? Oh my god.
Is this similar?
My
Same
face
thing.
went numb, dude. Oh my god.
That's
Holy
the one.
shit.
So
Oh my God, dude.
from the chat, the list of what to do at New Year's is growing. 12 grapes in 60 seconds, wearing red underwear while holding money and running out the door with luggage. So yeah, apparently it started as like this little thing. You eat grapes, you get on the table. It's like good luck or whatever. Your wishes are going to come true. But now there's like you got to do all this other extra stuff. But the TikTok trend is like, I did this last year, and this is why my year was so good, and I found love. And so you have to check that out. It's interesting.
Here's some syrup.
All right, so apparently
Eat my ass.
we're all gonna the funky
You wanna
boys.
watch
The
Two
funky
Girls, One
boys are gonna
Cup?
get their asses eaten in 2023. Thanks to
just
the
like
grapes.
Oh god, wearing red underwear.
I think that's enough. We're done.
Oh
We're
my
done
god,
here.
dude, that was fucking nuts.
Hey, thank y'all for hanging out with us on YouTube if you're doing so. If you haven't already subscribed, please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Leave us a like, leave us some love, some comments, let us know how we're doing. You can always give us a call, 817-677-0408. Leave us a text, leave us a voicemail. Tell us Happy New Year or Happy Holidays or just give us some feedback. We'd love to hear from you. All the social media is at The Funky Panther, and all of this stuff is at thefunkypanther.com. Thank you, and we love you so much. 2022 has been insane. It has been insane, and it's all thanks to you.
Pour syrup in my ass. Slap me with syrup and eat my butt.
Wait, did you have a final syrup thing? We're all discombobulated because
I think we should just go ahead and end
the
it.
biscuits.
Oh.
Did you want to, or are we good? It's up to you. It's up to you.
No, we'll save it until next year.
All right, thanks everybody. I'm Chad.
I'm Javier.
And I'm Timothy.
And for the last time in 2022, we are
the Funky Panther.
Put syrup in there, baby.
Fist Me Daddy.
Stay good, or whatever.